All right, and we are recording. So welcome, Alice Nelson.
Oh.
I'm excited to have you. I think, like I was just saying, I think you're the most known artist I'm having on yet. And that is, have you become a lot more known recently, or was that a pretty slow build up?
Well, it started out pretty slow because I've been singing since I was 3.
Okay.
But here lately it's got a lot bigger, especially after the being signed and
Yeah.
also the billboard up in Nashville. So the last few months have been absolutely the biggest.
So what was that like? What was the first thing that you were like, holy cow, it's all happening?
Wow. So probably honestly, I still am living in a daze.
Yeah.
I believe that someone's going to pinch me and I'm just going to wake up out of a dream.
Yeah.
But I would probably have to say when I realized, wow, something's actually going on here. I'm actually making music. I'm doing stuff. Is I was performing at the Commodore Grill in Nashville.
Okay.
And next thing I know, I have someone say, hey, this person's really interested in you. And I was like, oh, thank you. And, I wasn't really thinking much about it because in Nashville, people are saying that all the time and
Yeah.
nothing goes anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I know, I find out it's someone that's associated with Sony Orchard, Sony Entertainment out of
Yeah.
Nashville. And I was like, okay, well, this might be like a real deal thing.
Yeah.
So I checked it out, and then I ended up getting an invite to their studio and all that. And it just, at that moment, I kind of had a realization, oh my gosh, something might be happening here.
Yeah.
And then it just all kind of fell apart, our contract and all that.
It seems like it's gone pretty fast too.
It has.
You said in just the last few. When did you get that? When did that
Okay.
happen?
So that was back in June or July of last year.
Okay.
Because we
It's been around 8
celebrated at Cam Jams. Carmen
Yeah.
brought cupcakes and all that.
Yeah, I
and-
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been really cool to hear all your different original songs. And speaking of, you've written a lot of different original songs.
Yes.
How many?
I just surpassed, according to Google Documents, not including what's been written in books and not put in it online,
Right.
200.
200. And so you've published all 200 of those songs, just like the chord charts
published-
and lyrics, or
Published as in, you mean like...
no, like put them where somebody could look them up if they wanted to.
Okay, so as of that, they're not all published, no. But about probably, I would say, 100 or so of those are published where people could look them
That's
up.
a lot of songs.
Yeah.
So, do you have songs where you go back and you're like, it's just not a good song?
Absolutely, all the time.
How many of them are there? Is it like half or like a quarter or like more than that or less?
I would say, a lot of times with my music, I go back and I'll rewrite something, even if I might be singing it live and I'm gonna rewrite it.
Right.
But sometimes I will get that song where I'll go back and I'll be like, oh, well, let's see what this was, and then I'll be like, man, that sucked.
Yeah.
Like, what was I thinking? That's trash.
Yeah. Yeah. I absolutely can share that sentiment. And so, what do you think? Let me ask this: the songs that are becoming the most popular, did you expect those songs in particular to be the biggest hits, or was that kind of surprising?
So with Girlfriend, which I co-wrote with Carmen Melton Bennett, I honestly, I thought it might go somewhere. Everyone was like, oh, it's such a great song. It has such a great hook. But I didn't
Yeah.
think it would get super big.
Yeah.
But, it's hitting off really well. I just wrote a song literally just the other day called Friends.
Okay.
And not many people know about it. TikTok knows about it. And it went pretty viral on TikTok.
Really?
And I wasn't expecting it. I literally was crying in my room at 3 a.m. And I
Wow.
was just sitting there playing guitar and I was singing, and I just posted it for the heck of it.
Yeah.
And it literally just got all these views, and everyone's like, oh, are you going to publish it or anything?
Yeah.
And I was like, I wasn't thinking about it. It was
Yeah.
literally a verse and a chorus. And that's
Yeah.
it. And now I'm just wondering what I'm going to do with it because everyone's loving it for some reason.
Yeah. So has TikTok
interesting.
been your biggest platform that you've gotten that from, you think?
It has that and Instagram. Instagram's pretty good.
Yeah.
But TikTok has been a really big platform on the music.
So I'm just curious as to numbers. How many followers do you have on TikTok?
So
And last year and then now.
So to start with, I'm really ashamed to say this, but to start with, I
Absolutely.
had 10 million, But however, I got banned from that TikTok account.
Really?
Ooh, yeah. But I don't really know what happened. I think someone was like spamming my account and they like said it was like a robot or something. So they were like,
So
hey,
just like a super fan or something?
yeah, I don't know what it was. They were like, hey, we saw suspicious activity. And I was like, oh, crap. And I tried to log back into my account and I couldn't get the password right. So they're like, oh, you're deleted. We deleted your account. So I had to start all over. And that was like 3 months ago when I started all over. And now I'm at almost 6,000, I think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's getting close up there.
Lot.
I know.
Holy cow.
I was on it since it was called Musically.
I remember
I was
Musically.
12.
Wow. So you've just been consistently building a following that whole time. And you're how old now?
18.
18?
Yeah.
So young. Jeez, that's got to be wild. And it's a good thing. I notice your parents are still pretty involved with everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's huge because just getting out into the world at 18 is a lot, and nobody knows what the heck's going on. And you can adjust the legs and everything however you need to. Yeah, if you need to twist the legs, but yeah, I'm working on getting. I have like a boom mic or a podcast mic, but it doesn't fit on this table. I'm getting it all done. But anyways,
I like it. It's a nice setup.
I like it too. Yeah, I feel like it's obvious that I'm a gigging musician because
I love it.
Like when I get more people, I'm gonna have to use like dynamic mics, just normal stage mics, but we're gonna make it work. But so I don't know anything about TikTok. I'm kind of staying off it because of my age, and it seems like it can get really tricky really fast with that because I'm a guy and I'm almost 30.
Okay,
and
there's so many other people on TikTok way older than you are though. And
yeah,
I mean,
I feel
and
that.
they're killing it. Like they're making it out there. I mean, I encourage you. I like to try to get on that because I know you were on there at one time.
Yeah, I was for a minute, but I also all the time that I spent with that took away from time on like Facebook and other things. That's where I already have a very small following. It's like 500 people, but it's you hear 10 million and you almost can't even really perceive that. I know. Like
I cried
when it got deleted.
Yeah, I cried for like weeks, and
especially since it has nothing to do with your content.
I know. Okay, so it's a lot about with TikTok. It's all about hashtags. Like you have to have the correct hashtags. And a lot of times, if there's trending sounds, you would add that trending sound to whatever your video is, and it would get more views that way as well.
Yeah, so there's like different hacks you can use too. Yeah.
But a lot of my followers didn't even come from my music.
Oh, yeah, it was, what was it?
Well, I'm obsessed with a show called Supernatural, and I'd make videos about that and about how I'd meet the cast and all that and how I knew people from it. And it just went viral, like tons of videos from Supernatural did. So. Yeah,
it's a so beloved show.
I know. I went to a convention in December and I've been obsessed, and they're all kind, and I actually sang my song Girlfriend at the convention.
Nice.
And the actors were amazing to me. So
I bet that was cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's always rough when you meet people that you love that are famous or whatever, and they're jerks, but like when they aren't, you're just like, thank you.
I know.
Thank you so much.
It's so funny to me because like one of the actors, Brianna Buckmaster, who plays Donna on the show, she was on stage and I asked her a question, and she's like, wait, and you're gonna ask me about singing? Oh my god. And I was like, thank you so much. She looked at me and I didn't even realize. She was like, are you high? And I was like, what? Thank you so much. That's just a compliment. Like, I didn't hear her at the time. And I text her up on Instagram and I was like, thank you. I really appreciate for your support. And she's like, absolutely.
Yeah.
And she posted me on social media and it got a big following. And
that's awesome.
They're awesome. Like, two favorite things in life, Supernatural and music. Those are my big things. Because the only necklaces I wear, always keep fighting Supernatural and Treble Clef.
Yeah, that's what's up.
It's life.
So I want to get more into your writing and how you go about it, because I know almost all the people that I know that write do not have nearly that many songs written. I think a lot of this happens to me all the time. I think it happens to a lot of musicians. We start 28 different songs and then don't finish a single one of them, or we finish one or two of them, and then it's just so. Let me ask first, what do you do to finish a song? How do you finish a song?
So, a lot of times, finishing a song, a lot of times is easier than starting one, honestly. Because I'll get an ending before I'd even get a beginning. But
Well, when I say that, how do you complete a song? When you have almost everything, when you have 65, 75% of it done, how do you get it the rest of the way done?
How do I get the rest of it done? So, I guess what you're trying to ask is
How do you keep from having 100 unfinished songs?
Oh, well, see, I don't.
Okay.
I
So you
don't.
just have so many that you've started.
A lot of times, a lot of ones that I've already started, I would just like, if I'm struggling on this one song, I will be like, you know what, I can't figure out another verse. I can't figure out this. I'll go back into my notes or I'll go back into my books and I'll pull out from other songs that I've like done or not finished and add it to that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's literally how I finish them and how I get it done.
Okay. Now, as far as starting a song, do you usually have a format that you're going for as far as, like, let's say lyrically, if you want it to be in story form or if you just want it to be, you know, a bunch of metaphors or just kind of abstract? Do you usually have something laid out or does it kind of happen?
It just always happens.
Yeah.
There's never a specific like way to do it.
Yeah. What are your favorite songs that you've written? Have those become popular at all?
My favorites?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one of my songs, It's You Not Me, which
I think I've heard it.
is one of the songs I wrote at 3 a.m. in the morning.
See, I'm hearing a trend.
Yeah, and literally, that's when I write. Like, I can't write any other time, really. I mean, I can, but, like, it's just not as good.
Yeah.
But, literally, It's You Not Me has been one of my favorite songs I've written. And I played it up in Nashville, and it's got huge hit up in Nashville.
Cool.
Like,
cool.
I mean, people around here, they react to it. But when I'm up in Nashville, those bar scenes react to it big time.
Really?
And because it's the Broadway girls. I mean, honestly, but...
Do you think it's because so many people went there with a passion, and so when they see somebody else with that passion, it just kind of matches energy level?
It could. And then I've also had a lot of people come up to me and be like, see, that's something I wish I could have said. Or that's something I felt and like I've been through. Cool. Oh, it is. And with Girlfriend, that was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
With Girlfriend, I've had people around here, around Tennessee, all over, will message me or talk to me or whatever, and they'll be like, look, this song Girlfriend, guys and girls, will be like, it resonated with me so much.
Yeah.
And see, that means the most to me.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, just hearing that from somebody else to realize, okay, I'm not the only one going through this stuff.
Yeah.
Because people also go through the same thing and they also resonate with it.
Definitely. So is that partially why you started writing and playing music? Is just to try to connect with people and be like, am I the only one? Or was it just to try to express? Or what was it that got you started? I mean, you said you started at 3. Probably wasn't very conscious at that point.
No, not at all. Basically what started my writing was I've always been where if I'm not doing something, I'll get really depressed and I'll get really down and I have really bad anxiety. Okay. So I struggle with that really badly, and one day I just decided, I was like, you know, I have to write this down. And it's kind of, I hate the word diary or journal. I hate it. Yeah. But it started sort of like a journal where I just started writing down things, and then I just started having melodies in my head and I started writing into songs. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play them. And, you know, if people relate, they do. And if they don't, at least I know that that's how I felt. And that's what I'm getting off my chest.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's something about writing, and it's similar to talking. Like the reason we got to talk to people is because we don't really know exactly what we're thinking. Yeah. Because it's so scattered. And then when we talk about it, we have to kind of get it to a point. When you write about it, you have to get it to a very specific point. Because if you write something and you read it, you're like, well, that's not exactly what I'm feeling. Like, that's not really what it is. And then you write it a few times and you're like, okay, that's what it is. And it helps you kind of see what you really are feeling. And I'd highly recommend that for anybody, artist or not. Writing is so helpful just to get through your own crap. And so you started writing at what age?
I wasn't. Okay, so it sucked, but I was like in 5th or 6th grade.
Of course it did.
It sucked.
It's the first time you're doing it.
I wrote a song called Hope It Rains.
Yeah.
In 5th grade.
You sound contentious about it.
And I literally, I looked back in this notebook that I had, and I was like, what the hell is this? This sucks. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. But and I was like, can we do anything with this? Because the melody was really cool to it.
Right.
But I was like, fifth grade Alice had a melody groove. Okay.
Right.
But the lyrics were like not there. It was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But so that song, I don't think there's hope for it. But maybe in the future.
I've got plenty of those. No. So do you remember your first song that wasn't terrible or that was good, or was it kind of
Wasn't terrible. That was good.
one or the other rather?
Let's see. Mixed Emotions was, which no one knows that song because I never play it.
No.
It's too personal. It's so personal that I can't get through it without crying.
I can totally understand that.
So it's one of the songs I wrote when I was actually like 15, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally I just poured my whole entire soul and heart into it. And
Yeah.
I was looking at it the other day again, and it literally, I was reading it and I was like, found myself sitting there kind of like crying, getting emotional.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, Alice, are you okay? Honestly, I have to ask myself sometimes.
Yeah. And is that the only one that's like that, or do you have other songs that you can't play because they're just too close to home?
There's multiple.
Yeah.
There's so many multiple songs like that. I sang one today at church.
Yeah.
That I wrote, and I've never played it anywhere before.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's another really close personal to song. But something was telling me this morning, I was like, you need to play this. You need to play this.
Mm.
So I played it, and I got through without crying, surprisingly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in church was like, oh my gosh, you wrote that? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, wow, that really resonated with me. And I was like, I'm glad it resonated with y'all too.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
it's like that.
Yeah, I definitely have pondered what it's like to be an artist when you have no choice but to put out music that's super close to you, and what that's got to be like. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if that is therapeutic or if it's counter therapeutic, or what do you think, or you just don't know?
It's therapeutic in a way,
mm-hmm.
because you got to get it out.
Yeah,
you got to get it out, because if you're not, it's just gonna bunch up and bunch up and bunch up even more.
But not necessarily to everybody.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes.
To me,
yeah.
it literally it drowns me, and it just gets you down. And
absolutely.
You've got to get it out somehow, because if you don't, you're just sitting there don't know what to do with it.
Wow. And so when did you start playing guitar? Was that when you started writing, or
no? Okay, so I've only been playing guitar for about 1.5 years.
Yeah. And that was just so that you could sing and write, so you could sing your songs,
playing gigs and stuff. Because a lot of people around here, they'll have open mics and stuff like that. And I played. Let's see, the very first place that I ever played, I started playing at church a little bit, but I was horrible.
Yeah.
Then I got some lessons, and then Jimmy was helping me out some.
Yeah.
And I ended up decided to go to this thing called Cam Jams.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I know. It was this really cool event that I found out about.
How did you find out about it?
So there was somebody, I went to the craft on a Wednesday night, and I saw a stage, and I was like, do y'all do live music? Me just trying to push my way into something.
Right.
Business deals.
Right.
But they're like, yeah, we do karaoke, and they have an open mic. And I was like, okay. I'm like, who do I contact? They're like, Cameron Stevens. I'm like, okay. So I contacted Cameron Stevens, and I was like, hey, do you know about the karaoke and the open mic? And this dude was like, I have no idea what karaoke is. I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't do karaoke.
Yeah, but
I go to karaoke.
I never saw you there.
Not there, at Bananas.
Oh, Bananas,
just because it's on Friday when I sometimes can go out.
But no, I went to the open mic.
Yeah.
And I sucked. I'm sitting there, and I felt so judged,
I don't
honestly.
remember you sucking.
Because You were absolutely amazing. And like Patrick, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, he was
Patrick
there. So.
shreds.
He's so good.
He's so amazing.
It upsets me sometimes.
It's like, okay, it literally scared me because I'm sitting there, I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to do this. I want to play some music. So I'm sitting there, and at that time, I couldn't stand up and play. I just couldn't. But now I can't sit down and play, really.
Singing is really hard for me.
Yeah, me too.
I end up like
your
uncomfortable.
diaphragm, because if you're singing correctly, you're supposed
Absolutely.
to be singing there.
Right.
But I sung over there for the first time at Cam Jams, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna get this done.
Heck yeah.
And it was fun. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'll get better. We'll try it. I'm just doing downstrokes the entire time.
As you do, yeah.
And no little octaves or however you say that word, like to add to it.
Oh, I don't know.
Octaves,
Embellishments?
I don't know.
I don't know.
If somebody knows, maybe tell me. But then I talked to Dennis from the craft, and that was my first official paid gig. Except,
Nice.
well, actually, to go back, I was in barbecue. My dad was in barbecue competitions.
Okay.
He's a grand champion winner. I have to brag on him.
Yeah.
And I would sing at their festivals when I was like 7 and 12.
How precious.
I was a child.
Yeah. Was. No, go ahead.
You're
right.
But I started there because that, like, the first time I ever performed was in Tallahassee, Florida, at a barbecue competition.
Yeah.
And I was 7.
Wow.
Yeah, but full gig, playing guitar, singing, fully paid. The craft was the first stop, and I remember it because it was a February 1st.
And I can't stop shouting Dennis out enough. Like, Dennis Chastain, he's been such a help for the local music scene and so many local musicians. If he hadn't blessed me with being able to run open mic every week, there would be a ton of people that would still not be performing.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that they are. And I'm so glad you were able to go up there and not be too intimidated or anything, because it's incredibly intimidating without other people that are really practiced going right before you.
Yeah.
It's very hard. Usually, a lot of people's first introduction outside of open mic is like they have to book something and then they have the opening act, so somebody plays after them that might be better or more practiced rather.
Absolutely.
But no, I don't remember you being atrocious by any means. I don't have much of a memory of it specifically until I started realizing you were playing original songs.
I had this huge book
Yeah.
full of
I do remember
songs that I would flip through.
Yeah.
And I would be like trying to like figure out what my next song is. But
Yeah, when I found out that was a book of original songs, it blew my mind because I have like 10. Like I think I still only have like 15 finished original songs.
Are you serious? Really?
But I'm super.
I would guess you would have so many more.
No.
Like, I mean, you're an amazing writer.
Thank you.
Easy as Pie is the name of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as you started singing that, I didn't know. I kind of got a John Mayer vibe.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved it because I never really liked John Mayer. But, like...
I didn't for a long time.
Then I started liking him a little bit. But, like, when I heard that, I was like, whoo, is this a John Mayer song? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
I looked it up everywhere. I'm like, I can't find this dang song. And then I officially, like, I just asked you. I was like, hey, is that an original song? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, dang, this boy's got some writing skills.
Thank you. No, I mean, I've put
good.
songs together since I was like 15.
Nice.
And not necessarily finished, but like put ideas together.
Yeah.
And, but I think I'm just I think I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And so like none of my work is really that great to me. Like I'm pretty proud of Easiest Pie. Twist the leg under it.
Right?
Yeah, twist that leg under. Oh, I've got it all set up where it can't.
It's good. We're fine.
But everything's fine. We're fine. No, but no, I really appreciate that. It means a lot.
Yeah.
Because I, along with I think most artists, doubt my work immensely. Because I have gone back just even like a couple months later and gone back and listened to a song I recorded or something or played it. I'm like, God, this is trash.
Yeah.
This is terrible. Like, I'm so glad I didn't start performing this. But then there's other things where I thought at the time it was trash, and I was like, I don't have anything else to play right now. Let me just try this out. And it turned out to be really good. So, yeah, I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, absolutely. I downloaded it.
Heck yeah.
I don't download a lot of people's music. So.
Really? Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. I'm the same way. I seriously listen to like 20 different songs, and that's about it for the last like 6-8 months.
I have a huge playlist, but I don't like buying music on like Apple stuff because I buy my own.
Yeah.
And then I pay for subscription for iTunes. Or
yeah, I just do the subscription for Apple. I don't think I have an option to download it and pay for it.
You can go to the iTunes store and actually pay per song. I have bought in a total 4 songs. Mine,
wow.
Yours, and then 2 of my friends from up in Nashville.
Wow, I feel very special. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
No, and
if it's good music, I'm gonna get it.
Right. But no, I was actually intimidated when I realized that's all original music. I'm like, I am doing it wrong. Like, why do I not have that many original songs? And you look at all the most memorable artists out there, they've written thousands of songs.
Yeah.
I say thousands, but maybe like 1,000 or a couple thousand songs and published a ton. Like, that's usually why they are the most known, because they just put enough content out there that they get, 1, you get better at it. And then 2, the more you make, the more chance you get of something working.
Yeah. And a lot of times with music and personally with me, you're going to get that one song out of 100 that's amazing.
Yep.
And then all the rest, it might not be good at all. But that one song is going to be great.
Yeah, I heard something somewhere, if you want to make an album of 10 songs, you got to write 100.
Yeah, exactly.
And those 10, out of those 10, only 1 or 2 are going to be really great. Yeah. If you aren't just not that good a writer yet.
Yeah, right.
But after 100 songs, usually you get better, and then the next 100 is better. And so I still need to buckle down and write more, but even finishing them was so hard. Every single one of them, it was hard to finish, because unless I had a friend's help, that help. I think it's just the decision. It's just deciding, okay, I'm done with this song at this point, so I'm going to finish it between now and then, period. Yeah. And like, shows, I think, help with that a lot, even though I've only played like one show that was all original music, which
that's doing better than me. I played writers rounds that are just original music, but are you talking about like full 3-hour shows, or
it was 2 hours?
Oh, okay. Well,
2.5 hours over at the Museum of Art, and I think they the way that their place is set up, they
got me booked.
Let people play covers.
Yeah,
I think you can probably get away with it.
I'm booked like in July. It's on my notebook or whatever. But
nice.
I've got the original songs for that long. I haven't done it yet, because it's hard. When I play, well, not just that. It's just when I play, I'm afraid I'm going to lose people's attention, because they don't know my songs. They're not going to be wanting to sing and sit there and sing along.
Right.
I mean, you got to throw a little Shania Twain, little Miranda Lambert in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get people's attention. Because if you don't grab someone's attention, they're not going to be listening, and they're just, it's kind of, I don't know the proper word for me to say about it, but.
No, I know what you feel, and that's something I ask a lot of musicians, is because I think we all are a little bit alike in where, if we're not being paid attention to, it's awkward.
It is.
And it's like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Even though you're being paid to be there, you're like, oh, this is weird.
I played on the worst night of history.
Oh, tell me about it. I want to know all the details.
Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to name the restaurant.
Okay.
But I played at this place here in Enterprise, and it was not, I think it's Iron Bowl. It was Alabama-Auburn game.
Yep, Iron Bowl.
It was the Alabama-Auburn game. And I was like, this is the worst
night ever. How dare you not know what it's called?
I'm sorry.
No, I didn't either until people told me.
Just whatever. But I played during that game, and the game was on, and I'm like, these people are not going to listen to me. I'm a background music. That's all I am. But no, it ended up being, everyone was at their homes. Everyone's watching the game. No one wants to come out, and everyone wants to go eat hot wings and like watch the game. No one wants to listen to 18-year-old girl play music. But
it's a hard pill to swallow.
But yeah, my family came out, and then some family from Florida actually came out because it was near Thanksgiving, so they all gathered in there.
Nice.
And then there was a another family and some kids that came, and the children. Oh my gosh! Now the
Aren't
children,
they the greatest?
They're my favorite out of everybody because
They're the first to dance.
I don't know what it is. Somehow the children connect with me really well. I get it where the children will come up to me and they'll be like, "Will you do this or will you play this?" I'm like, "Absolutely."
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like there was this one little girl. She comes up to me. She says, "I love you. You sound like a Disney princess."
Oh my god!
And I thought I was gonna fall into tears.
That's the most precious thing I've ever heard.
And she's like, "Will you sing Let It Go from Frozen?" And I'm like, yes, I will for you. And I'm like, but you gotta help me sing it.
Right.
And she's like, okay. So she gets up there with me and we're singing Let It Go. And she's the cutest.
And everybody's just eating it
No,
up.
everyone just stopped and just stared at us. It was
I'm
great.
saying they're just eating it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was the cutest thing ever because then all these little boys and these little girls started swarming me and they're like, "Can we get pictures and autographs with you?" And I was like, I love you. I love you so much.
Oh, yes. We need that as musicians. And like that's one thing I love about playing at restaurants as opposed to just strictly bars is the little kids because they're the first to start bouncing and you see the little babies and they start bouncing. You're just like, I feel you. And it's funny because I'll try to keep pleasing those kids. And if they lose interest, I'm like, I'm sucking. I need to kick it up a notch. It's funny.
It's come to my attention that, the kids are ruling our world. So basically, the kids have a lot of say-so in what the parents do. So the kids, like, say there's a 12-year-old child that likes my music. Yeah. They're going to go tell mommy. They're like, "Mommy, I really want to buy Alice Nelson's brand new CD."
And 12-year-old kids are usually interested in nothing.
Oh, well, you hear what I'm saying. Like,
no, I totally know what you mean.
And the mom's going to be like, okay, and the mom's going to give this child the money to buy my CD. Yeah. And and it's all about the kids are asking their parents to do this for them. Yeah. So it's kind of, you're looking upon to get that generation to like you because they're going to grow up on you.
Yeah. I feel that for sure.
It's great.
But no, it is so funny how invigorating it is to just get, like, because if nobody else is paying attention, but I got a couple kids paying attention, I'm like, "What's up, y'all?"
I know.
Hey.
And they're just so cute. They're adorable. Yeah.
Because when you are background music, which is most of the time what we are, unless we're playing on a stage for musicians, it's like we're background music and almost like kind of just a, what do you call it? Novelty.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so when you have put so much time in your craft and you're just a novelty and just background music, it can be taxing emotionally because you're like, it makes you feel, I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm not doing a good job.
I'm the same way.
And that bothers me.
Because I have very low self-confidence to start with. Like, I try to not act like I do. I'm just like, hi, it's me. I'm great. I'm doing great. Yeah. But no, like, fine. I have horrible confidence in myself. Because I always, like you said earlier, you doubt yourself a lot of your songs and everything. Because, I'll think something sucks. And then this person will be like, "Oh my God, you have such a beautiful voice. You have like such great writing skills." Yeah. And I'll just be like, "Thank you so much." And it's something, that's something I needed to hear. Yeah. Because, one time I was having the worst day ever. Yeah. I woke up. I literally
That sounds terrible, waking up.
I know, right?
Every dang day.
Every day. Like, I'm blessed, but, yeah. Little numb inside. But, right? But I wake up and I realize I didn't bring my makeup. I didn't bring this to where I was staying at up in Nashville. Oh. I'm like, I have a show that's really important and I want to get my makeup on and look nice. Yeah. And I don't have my makeup. I didn't bring my correct boots. Like, what is up here? And then the worst thing of all, I didn't bring any capos. I didn't bring guitar picks. I left them back at my hotel room. Oh. And I was like, maybe 30 minutes away. And my dad's like, "Look, I can drive and go get it real quick." And I'm like, "No, it's okay. It's okay." This was my personal writers round. They literally was like Alice and Friends. So I got to invite my own people. So wow. I called up my friends that was coming. I was like, "Hey, I love y'all so much."
I saw that. That was recent, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was the last time I was in Nashville. I was like, hey, can you bring me like some gabo, like in a pic? And they're like, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And I was like, thank you, I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And like, that's the first time that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to die. I honestly thought I was going to die. Because like, there's so many people like at the Commodore was where we were playing at.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of amazing writers and people that wrote for amazing artists like
Right.
Keith Urban,
Really?
Kels Ballerini.
Wow.
I mean, and you meet them here. And I've played there about 12 times now.
Wow.
And every time I'm just as nervous.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think it's because it's writers and they're actually listening to like every
they're
word?
actually judging you.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. But also, here lately, I've had a Nashville magazine come to a lot of my shows and
Really?
write up about me.
That's cool.
Shout out to Today's Country Music magazine.
Heck yeah.
Today's Country magazine. He's been coming out a lot and doing reviews and stuff, and
That's gotta be wild.
it's awesome. And they're all up over my page, so like people check them out.
Yeah.
But
do that.
they're absolutely amazing, and it's so much fun. Is it going?
Yeah, it's still good. I had to put y'all notice in my last couple interviews, my camera stopped recording, so I have a mirror behind my phone to check every once in a while. Technical difficulties, you got to get creative,
They're
but
the best.
go on.
But I'm trying to get back to where I was. Dang it.
Yeah, you're the country music writer. Yeah. Oh, but you were saying you had the worst day.
Yeah,
and
everything was going wrong. Everything was going horrible. And then there was this 98-year-old man.
Okay.
He's been performing at the Commodore for years and years.
Mm-hmm.
And he has got the best music there.
Really?
He's by far he's had so many years to have all this there. And this man, I went up to him and I was like, I just want to shake your hand.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do because it's just an honor to be here with you and this music you have. And he says, honey, I want to shake your hand. He says, you have amazing voice and you have great writing style. He says, I mean, those hooks. And I was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I mean, it's
That's
just,
awesome.
It's things like that, you know?
Yeah, just those connections with people that you respect, or even, like you said, just kids.
Yeah.
Because they're honest.
They are. Oh my God, they are.
And other artists are as well. Like, they just won't come up to you, or they just won't say it. They'll just be like, oh, thank you, if they don't have something to say. But if they do, it's like, whew.
I hate to say this. I'm going to call myself out. I'm so critical and so judgmental to artists.
Really?
I hate it. I hate that about me.
Yeah.
But I can't be. I have to be if I'm hearing somebody perform, I'm staring at them, watching what they're doing. Because I like to learn from everybody.
Absolutely.
If they're just starting out, or even if they're way above me, I like to learn from everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll watch what they're doing, and I'll sit there, and I can't hide it at all. I have the worst face expressions. I'll be sitting and my friend will be like, Alice, do you hate this or something? And I was like, what? Why would you think that? It says your face, you're confused. And I'm like, no, I'm just listening very carefully. And sometimes I'm scared because the artist will look at me and they'll just smile in a way. And I'll be like, oh, hi. And I'm scared that they think that I'm bashing them. And I'm really not. I'm just really studying it.
Yeah.
Because I know that's happened a lot, at the Commodore last time.
Yeah.
I listened to someone play their song, and they had this lyric. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, no, this would have been so much better if you wrote this instead.
Yeah.
And don't repeat that. Why would you do that? And I wanted to say something.
I totally know what you mean.
But I was like, oh. See, if someone came up to me and said, hey, you should have done this, I don't like this, I would be hurt, but I'd be appreciative of it.
Yeah.
Because I would appreciate it.
You'd go back and look and be like, were they right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I take that. I love people to well, I don't want to say criticize me exactly, but I mean,
but you appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
And that's hard to do, and I don't think most people do. I think that is a skill for sure, and it probably comes from you writing so much and now so many people hearing your music, but I'm the same way. The criticisms, I will in the moment, of course, certain things will happen. I don't get to choose how I feel, but in the moment, things will happen. I usually am really tactful and like super professional at the very least. But I might in my head write it off, like, oh, like I don't, how do they know what they're talking about? Who are they?
Yeah.
But then I go back and I look and I'm like, ooh, that is
like they were
that is
correct.
weird. And then let me ask you this: I know when I'm performing songs, I will notice cringiness immediately when I'm about to sing a line, and I'm like, ooh, that's a horrible line. And then I'll think of something new before I say it. Sometimes the same thing happen to you.
So with me, it's more of a lot of times I'll just be singing and then I don't even think about it. I just sing whatever is in my head, and then like I'll go back because I'll always go back and listen to my performances. I try to get people to record them when I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like when mom and dad can't come to shows because my momager and my dadager is what I gracefully call them.
That's
my roadies.
right. Heck yeah.
I get them to record it usually, and when they're not there, like they weren't able to go to a few shows here lately, I'll put a phone up and try to record it myself or something, or I'll try to get something because I'd like to go back and listen, and I'll be like, that ain't the lyric, but it's 10 times better.
Yeah. So you'll write songs, and you'll like memorize them, but sometimes it'll kind of switch in your head or something, like on accident or kind of on purpose, or.
I have this weird thing. I don't know what it is. It's like my head, like in my head, I have a million words like circling through,
right?
Like all times a day, and just like every little thing. But when I'm singing, everything clears out.
Okay.
And like there's not anything else there except to what the music is. Yeah. And then it gets to where I'll be singing and my mind will be like, no, this would be better. Wait, this is coming up. No, you should do this. Or do you go high? Do you go low? And it just gets all jibbered up. And then I'll say something else and it turns out 10 times better than it was supposed to be. And it's like, it's a self rewrite. Yeah. Like you're rewriting it, standing into a crowd, and I've learned it. I hate to say it, and it's horrible, especially when I'm playing with my band. Because I don't ever play my songs the same. When I'm playing on guitar, a lot of times I'm playing different chords, different rhythms, different things at every show. And my band, they're like, look, we got to have like one day. I'm like, I know. Y'all love me. I love you. We're going to get this. But
they're like, Alice.
I know.
We got to do this.
Alice, can we please just get this? And I'm like, I know. So I had to like study this one song. Like all the rest were cool, but this one song, I was like, no, it's like this. No, it's like, wait, no, I want to play like this. I was like, are you sure you want to play it like that? You were playing like this 2 seconds ago.
Do you want us to help you?
I know. And the drummer loves me. Yeah. Because the drummer's just like, wait, no, that's what you were. And I'm like, just play.
Just do it.
Let's just do it.
Just do it, man.
Let's try it.
Right? You turn your song into a jazz standard and just improv it.
That's literally what happens.
Man, that's funny. And I can absolutely relate where I play something different and I don't even know what I did sometimes, and I'll go back and listen and be like, that wasn't right. Yeah. But and I think the biggest problem with my original music is I do have to study and sit and practice because I write it sometimes above my skill level. Like Easy as Pie it was a beast to get down and be able to play it, especially for 2 minutes straight. It's tough.
How long is that song? 2 minutes?
I don't know, like 2.5, 3 minutes.
Because you have some pretty cool guitar, kind of like guitar riffs.
Talking about the soloing over? Yeah, that actually I was like, you know what? I recorded it, and I was like, you know what? I just want to put something over it, and I just put the little thing. It gives it
that sparkle, if you will.
Yeah, and the guitar that Ty Kennedy traded me for a pedal, which he did so graciously. He won't admit it, but
that's the one that's all colorful. Yeah, it's a blue and red.
Yeah, it's a Mexican Strat, and it's so nice through my PV amp. It's so good, and so and I like double mic'd it and direct in, so it's like a combination of different things. But so as far as, let me ask you about that. As far as recording, did you make any stylistic choices as far as how to record anything, or did you just bring your song and then you're like, I'm gonna play and sing this, and then y'all do your thing?
No, I always have an idea of what I want
as far as other than the guitar and vocals. Okay,
like it's mainly I'm more of electric guitar.
Okay.
I gotta have that southern electric guitar feel to it.
Okay.
And
You talking about playing lead over it or playing the chords?
Like playing lead.
Playing lead.
Like
Gotcha.
it's gotta have that. I like the blues sound a
Yes.
lot. I
too.
love a blues sound in it.
Yep.
And
Love blues
drumming, because
Yeah.
I was in percussion for like 4 years in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you play?
Drums. I literally played
All the different kinds of drums?
all the drums. I played snare and all that. I did all that cool stuff.
I love that.
And I literally I would sit there and just play and play and play. So drumming and guitar, I'm very specific to, and I'll be like, no, I want this, and I'll tell the drummer, I'll be like, hey, for like my song "It's You Not Me," like for "Girlfriend," I had no idea. I had an idea. "Girlfriend," if you listen to it when I first said something about it, and now, it's totally different because it was going to be a ballad. "Girlfriend" was going to be a ballad. And then it turned into more of an up-tempo kind of thing.
So it went like halftime to full-time.
Yeah. Well, see, when it first started, it was so slow. It was like so slow. And now it's like a mid-tempo. I wouldn't say it's even full, really, because once y'all hear "It's You Not Me," you're going to be like, wow, because it's totally different. But I would say, see, "Girlfriend," when I talked to them, I was the producer over this, that was helping me in the studio with it. They were like, hey, I think we should do this. We should do that. They were kind of directing me in a way. And I had an idea, and I was like, well, I wanted it as a ballad. That's how I wanted it. And they're like, that's not going to do good on radio, though. You need to have this on radio. This is, I'm like, okay.
What's that like? How does that feel?
At that time, it was kind of it was upsetting. Because once I got it done tracked, and then I got back to where I was staying at, everyone was asleep. I'm laying in bed, 4 a.m. I'm crying. I'm crying. I'm texting up. I text up Carmen. And I was like, Carmen, I'm so scared that they this song. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And because it was supposed to me, I thought it was going to be a ballad. I thought it was just going to be this beautiful ballad, and everyone was going to love it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And there was when I played it as a ballad, everyone loved it that way.
Right.
But then I got back into the studio the next day, and it was awesome. Everyone was saying, "Oh my God, this is so good! This is so good!" My mom and dad sitting there, and they're like, "Oh, this is awesome! You're gonna love this 10 times better." Yeah. So I'm still in my mind. I'm so used to this other melodic figure that I had.
Yeah.
That I was just like, "What is this?" But it was awesome. It was badass.
Yeah.
But it was. I ended up doing vocal tracks over it. Got into it. Went on. A few months later, still haven't heard nothing back from the label that was producing it. They didn't send me nothing. I finally was performing on the Bonifay Rodeo Dance. It was literally 5 minutes before I went on stage. I performed with Frank Fletcher and all them.
Nice.
5 minutes before, I got a text message from them. And they're like, hey, here's a song. Here you go. And I was like, awesome. 5 minutes later.
Right.
So, because it takes so long, to get it mixed and everything.
Yeah,
it takes
absolutely.
So long. And
mastered and everything.
It's amazing what they do. So I'm listening to it again. I'm like, oh my God, this is actually really good. What was I thinking? Why was I upset?
Yeah.
Why was I ever upset about them changing this? This is 10 times better than what I expected.
Because you didn't know that you could trust them until then.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally reasonable.
And it was totally different than what I thought it was going to be, but I love it. And I still am going to eventually, it might not be this year, might not be next year, but eventually I'm going to release a acoustic, slow vibe version of Girlfriend. It's going to happen.
Cool.
I definitely want a version of that.
So it took until you heard it finish for you to be like, okay, it's fine.
I was wrong.
It's cool.
This is amazing.
Yeah. But you still have that other version in your head, in your heart. You're like, there's still this other version that I think people really want to have as well.
Yeah, because the other version meant something, and this version here means something totally different than what the other version means to me. It's two different versions and two different meanings towards me.
Yeah.
Each has a special place in my heart, of course.
Right.
On the other track with "It's You Not Me," which is going to be we don't have an exact release date yet, but it's gonna be released this year. Yeah. Depending if it's going to be a single or if it's going to be on my EP. So
Who decide? Is it your team deciding that, or do you help decide that? How does that work?
I have a say in it.
Yeah.
I can decide.
What makes you decide between doing it as a single or an EP? What's the difference to you?
Audiences, what people like.
Okay.
And then also what I like more.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't want to release too many singles, especially when I know I'm going to have an EP out.
Why is that?
Because on my EP, I know I want to have like 6 songs on it.
Okay.
And I don't want to release all of them as a single, and then people are like having that. Then, in my idea, I want to release an EP
Right.
that's going to be, they've heard 2 of these songs as singles.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go get the EP to listen to all these other songs. So I picked 2 of my favorite best written songs as singles.
That are gonna be in the EP still.
Yeah, that are still
So
going
that's
to be in
what
the
you're
EP.
saying.
Yeah,
So-
they're still going to be in there.
So you wouldn't? Would you be opposed to releasing like, let's say, 4 other singles that aren't on the EP? Does
No,
that
not
make
at all.
any?
I would do
Okay,
it.
so that doesn't make any difference.
No,
to you.
it wouldn't.
Okay,
It wouldn't
I
at all.
got you.
But like, I have a song called Heartbreaks, and I just got the stuff back today from it.
Okay.
And it sounds awesome. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's absolutely amazing. And this
Nice.
is like a solo project. And this is something I'm working with people out of Canada with.
Oh, cool.
And
So it's separate from your record label.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So they don't have like total rights over your music.
They don't even know about it.
That's cool.
I shouldn't say that.
Right?
I don't know.
No,
I
but
shouldn't say
but as far as in your contract and everything, are you like, do they want, like, are they expecting to have all of your music, or did y'all
No.
talk about? So they just said we're doing
that. They
what?
don't. Okay, so they don't get the rights to
Okay.
like my music. I have 100% rights to everything.
So what
I
is
own
their
everything.
role?
Their role is to get it out to the radio stations,
So it's really more just publishing,
productions and stuff. Yeah,
productions and publishing.
more yes, and then they get it out. They release it. They get it out on all streaming platforms, and
Okay.
sooner or later it's going to be in Waffle House because I requested
Oh, cool.
that. I was
Yeah.
like, Waffle House, it's
Yeah.
happening.
It's home,
It literally. I'm at the Waffle House. It's real food,
right?
but
Heck yeah.
but I was like, it's gonna happen. But I mean, they've got their own little role they're doing,
Yeah.
and but and I still, it's got where I can do stuff on my own too. Like they're cool about that.
Yeah.
It's totally up to me, whatever I want to do.
Really?
So I'm
That's
really-
awesome.
Yeah, it's really free. I mean, it's like really.
Sounds like it's a lot different than it used to be
It is.
as far as the music industry.
It is. It's more of a. You're still independent, basically. I mean, you're
Yeah.
really doing what you want.
So,
But
excuse me.
okay.
And so they're really just kind of getting it produced and
Yeah.
published. And do
And
they
it's a
have
name.
do they
It's a
have
name backing you.
things? Okay. And so do they have things? So what are they just getting, like a portion of royalties or something like that,
No,
or you?
they're not getting anything from it. What they're
It's
getting.
just for the ability to publish you
Yeah, what
and
they're
to have
getting.
their name attached, or have their name attached to you, or your
Yeah.
name attached to them, or whatever
My name
on that album.
It's on and off, yeah. Like
Huh.
with the CDs I have for Girlfriend, it literally to press them, they had to have their logo on it to say that they done
Mm-hmm.
it and all that. Where it was published at. But no, they get. Of course, I have to figure out, what it is gonna cost to me get in the studio, and pay the band to help me get set up and all that.
Yeah.
And that's mainly what's costing. I mean,
Really.
and they're not really getting much.
So you're just kind of paying them to produce it and publish it.
Yeah, and
Oh, that's cool.
and it's give or take. Honestly, it's a lot to do with it, and that's why I'm so blessed to have my dad to like help me out with this,
Yeah.
because I'm not so great at the whole thing.
He's more savvy with business deals.
Oh
and-
yeah, he's really good at it.
Yeah, he's ran his own businesses
Yeah.
his whole life, or
Yeah.
what, his whole career.
He started out management at different places, locations, and then he went into the army, and then he
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
went back into running his own barbecue business, and I mean he does all these different things on the side, and
Yeah.
he's got that business technique where he can just
Right.
so he helps a lot on that.
Yeah. So
But-
do they have do they have things that that you have to do because they say, or like do they say, oh, we want you to do this interview, or we want you to play here, or we want this or that
The
or the other
label?
at all? Yeah. Or nothing.
Yeah, no. So
Mm-hmm.
they've got me. They text me the other day, and I've got gigs tomorrow
Yeah.
night at the Omni Hotel Barlines. They booked me there,
Okay.
and then they book a lot
That's
of things
awesome.
for
So
me.
hoping you get bookings too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then they booked me over at Cabana Taps,
Yeah.
and that's a really cool place. I've never been there, but I've heard really cool things about it. So
That's
I'm excited.
cool.
On Wednesday. And then I book my own stuff too a lot of times. And
Right.
Because I like to, it's a strategize kind of thing.
Nah. You still playing locally?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love playing locally.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. But I go back and forth a lot of places.
Yeah.
I haven't played. Let's see, the last show I had locally, I think, was Corks and Cattle.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that?
Oh, yeah. I like it. They're really cool there.
Yeah, they're sweet.
really nice. I love the owner and everything.
Yeah, Dina. Or Leah.
Leah.
Leah,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I'm not sure about
Dina's the owner. Leah's the manager.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Leah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, Leah's super sweet.
Same difference.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
But they're
I only
all
know that
really
'cause I used to
sweet
work there
there,
for a while.
and they've got good food too.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, their
Best
brunch.
food in the area.
Oh my god, their brunch is amazing though.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to their brunch?
Not recently, but when I worked there, yeah.
You
Like,
worked there?
I worked there for the first 2 years that they were open.
Nothing about
Yo,
you.
check this out. I worked there from when they first opened, the first week, and the amount that they improved things from that week to a year later and then another year later is astronomical. I mean, they put so much effort into making sure that the servers had what they needed to make sure that everybody was comfortable, and to upgrade it and add these like the fire table and the fountain, and then like closing in that area. That area was open for a long time. And so it went from, we had to hand wash cups and silverware, the servers did, and then like we just had minimal of everything because it was expected just to be like 6-7 tables and that's it.
Really?
Yeah, it was just it was really just going to be a bar and bistro.
The amount of people that show up though,
it turned into a full service restaurant within a couple months.
I never sit inside.
It was insane.
I think I sat inside one time when I went for the very first time. And
it's
was
more
just,
for quieter folks.
I didn't really like the inside that much. I love the outside of the patio. It's so much.
No, I love the decor and everything, but the outside looks so good and it's so nice.
Yeah. We went there Friday night. Me, my mom, my dad, and preacher and his wife.
Yeah.
And we sat at the Firestone table.
I think it's cool.
And it was closed at that time, but we were freezing. And
it doesn't give much heat. It's just kind of cool.
I know, but literally, we asked the waitress like, "You want us to turn it on?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." So I took my phone and I'm sitting there and I'm just waiting, and I was so scared she's gonna light herself on fire. Well, she took this thing and she's like, "It's not working." And then all of a sudden,
yeah,
and I'm just like, "Awesome!"
Yeah,
it was like awesome.
Yeah,
and but yeah, that's a great place.
It is.
I'm getting off track.
No, it's fine. That's my fault partially.
I'm just everywhere.
No, but so it seems like you have a really good relationship with your producers and everything, and with Sony, as far as now. Yeah. And do you have worries that they're going to want to make changes to your music that you're going to end up not liking eventually, or is it have they kind of earned your trust there, or is it still up in the air?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I'm not going to comment on that, honestly.
I can understand that. I can understand. No, and I think that's a big fear that a lot of artists have, in if they end up making it.
I'm taking it as I go. Honestly, I'm on a long road.
Yeah.
And I'm taking it slow, and I'm going with it and seeing where things go. I have a lot of opportunities coming up.
Yeah.
And I never know where one could take me or lead me to the other.
Yeah, especially
so I leave my opportunities, and I have an open mind for everything.
Yeah, that's good.
Just leave things open for it.
Yeah. So do you have a perfect ideal life as far as with music in your career down the road? Like
perfect ideal life.
Yeah, as far as like what would be winning? What would be like, oh yes, this is exactly what I wanted?
What would be the goal and dream?
Yeah, what's the goal? What's the dream?
Oof. It's a big dream, but I feel like I can never dream too big.
No,
but
ever. Never.
And I don't like to call them dreams. I like to call them goals that I'm going to achieve.
Yeah,
because I hate
like
to give myself the negative energy, saying I don't know. I want to say yes.
Yeah.
But that would have to be 100% like the first thing. I want to make it to play at the Grand Ole Opry.
Okay.
I want to be able to play I don't want to step on that stage or that circle until it's my time. Because I feel like I wouldn't say I'm not worthy of it, but I'm just like, if it's not my time, I don't want to step on that stage where all these other
maybe feel like you've earned it,
or
that you're ready.
Yeah, well, it's not that if I'm ready. It's more of I want to earn it.
Yeah.
And when it's my time to be on that stage, then I know. And then I'll step up on that circle.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, Grand Ole Opry is like the biggest thing for me. Because, honestly, I feel like if I get on the Grand Ole Opry, I basically made it somewhere.
Yeah.
People know who I am.
Yeah.
Because the Grand Ole Opry ain't something small, you know?
No.
And getting inducted to the Grand Ole Opry family would just be amazing.
Right.
Definitely. I mean, even if I didn't win, it would be amazing if I won, and I hope I win. But just being a nominee for like a CMT award or CMA or ACM or something like that, just to be against these other artists. I mean, like
be in the same league.
Priscilla Block. I'm sure you know who that is. She used to do some stuff with South Alabama songwriters and all that.
Okay.
And she was pretty cool. And you know, she's all of a sudden she just right away, and she's up for awards now and all that.
That's cool.
And I mean, she's absolutely such a big inspiration too.
Really?
Because I mean,
and she came from here too.
Well, not only that, she's, you know, I've always been really scared about how I look because, like, a lot of, you know, singers and stuff. I know it's all in my mind. Everyone said it's all in my mind, but I feel like in society, you have to be this skinny person. You have to be like blonde hair, blue eyes for anyone to really even care or take a look at you. And I'm not that. I'm not blonde hair, blue eyes.
Okay.
I'm not super skinny. Like, I'm not. And, you know, I'm just the girl from Alabama.
Yeah.
That's definitely, I mean, she's got a little weight on her. And, I mean, got like the hazel eyes and brown hair that's kinky and curly. And, like, I mean, I'm different. And I have to figure out how to embrace that. And Priscilla does that in a lot of her own ways, too.
Really?
And, you know, a lot of artists, I'm seeing that a lot now, too. Like, with Ashley McBride and all that.
Okay.
They're all embracing their own artistry. And that's something I want to do as an artist. Because I hate the way how our generation's growing up. Because
how's that?
The kids now, they're growing in a society that they think they have to be a certain way. They have to look a certain way.
Yeah.
And act a certain way. And I just feel as an artist that I want to give that out and be like, hey, you don't. You can be who you want to be who you want, love yourself, go out there. And, you know, if people like you, they like you. And if they don't, then they don't need to be around you anyway.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's hard for me sometimes. But I say it, then I don't believe it. And then I say it again. And then I get in there and I just keep pushing myself up until I do believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that I think everybody has a certain kind of struggle with that, whether it's they don't think, you know, the certain way, maybe they aren't very smart, or maybe they, you know, maybe like for guys, maybe they're short, or just different things like that. I mean, I've had my fair share of insecurities for sure, and I think music helped a lot with that but it's also a weird thing because I've always disliked people being treated better than somebody else because they have a skill or a talent or brains or looks. Like I've always hated that certain people get special treatment, but that's just kind of how the world is. But at the same time, I think when life happens to those people, it hits 10 times harder because they have thin skin. And so I think, and that's one thing that's given me, you know, peace knowing that because I am weird, because I am away from the norm in a lot of ways, and this is the most regular version anybody's ever known of me. I mean, I've been in a county of 5,000 people with big gauges in my ears and piercings in my mouth, and you know, I didn't look. Yeah, absolutely. I was you can still see the scars and everything. I mean, it's and so I was absolutely outside the norm, and what I've come to find and where it's made me feel better about myself was that I realized like that makes the struggles of life that happen to everybody a lot more manageable. And I end up going through those times being a positive influence rather than a negative one. Yeah. And that's where I get my biggest value in myself, where I value myself the most, is being able to influence people positively. And it sounds to me like you're absolutely going down that path.
Yeah,
and keeping it real, like sharing who you really are, and like.
And a lot of times I don't know who I am, and I'm still learning who I am, And
Absolutely.
I feel like, there's tons of people out there. They're 20s and 30s. They're still learning who they are.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, you've got time, Alice. You've got time. And, I probably do. But in my mind, I don't. Because I've had to grow up a lot faster.
Given your current circumstances, you mean, or just in different ways?
Well, I never grew up around children. I was always around adults my entire life.
Oh, so you ended up maturing a lot earlier.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had to.
In certain ways.
It was like, I was in private schools. And then I was in homeschool. Then I went to public school for like 4 years. Worst years of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I had a couple friends from band.
Yeah.
And that was about my own little posse, and that was it. And, I will go ahead and tell you this right now. I look at pictures from me back then, and I'm thinking, what the heck were you doing? Because, I just...
You talking about like with what appearance? Or,
with all of it. Like, I thought...
we all have some of that.
Oh my... I literally, like, people would pick at me, and they're just like,
Yeah.
you're like... People would throw stuff in my hair.
That's horrible.
Because, like, I couldn't control the frizz at all with how curly it was. And I would try to control the frizz with it. And people would just, like, throw stuff in my hair. And they would pull my hair. They're like, oh, it's just, like, a lot of frizz. And I'm just like, really? And then even then, when I was in school, I would sing all the time.
Yeah.
And when I got into high school, oh, my gosh, the teachers were absolutely amazing.
Really?
I loved every single one of my teachers.
That was an Enterprise High School?
No, that was, I don't even want to really name the school.
That's fine. No,
I don't even
totally
want to name
fine.
the school. I don't want to give them
fine.
credit.
Understand.
But the teachers, they were absolutely amazing to me.
Yeah.
Students, on the other hand, were nothing. Nobody liked me, and I kind of just was on my own trying to figure out things. And I had a couple friends,
Yeah.
But the teachers, they were great. And one time, I remember my English teacher. She's the best teacher in the entire world.
Yeah.
And she was like, we have free time. I want to hear Alice sing. So she was like, come sing. And I was like, oh my gosh, yay. And everyone was like cheering me on. And I was like, this is the first time the class has really been nice to me.
Oh, wow.
So I get up in front of this classroom and I sing a song. And next thing I know, I see these people in the corner of the room kind of laughing at me. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I get done, and then I hear all these things later on the day. People are just laughing, talking about me. And, at that time, I thought I could sing. I thought I was, like, an amazing singer. But I listened back now, and I was like, honey, you were way out of pitch. You could not. Just stop. Why did you even try? But, like, I've matured so much in my vocals since then.
Yeah.
But, it was really hard because, something I loved, and I went to competitions up in Pigeon Forge where I was up for awards.
Yeah.
And I came back with trophies.
Yeah.
And I would walk into class one day and there would be these boys and they would all be huddled up around a computer, and they ended up pulling up a video of me of singing online, and they were just sitting there just laughing at me, just mocking me.
Man, that's horrible.
And it was torture for the longest time. I'm just like,
I can imagine.
thinking like, what have I ever done to y'all? What am I done to like to deserve this? Why would you treat me like this?
Yeah.
But it would then, years going by, and I saw some of these people not too long ago. I've got multiple text messages on my social media from these people that I thought absolutely hated me. Messaged me like, oh, hey, we need to go get lunch. Oh, you're doing amazing. I see you're up for like a whole bunch of awards and stuff. And you got a record deal. Oh my God, that's amazing. We definitely need to hang out. And I'm like, y'all were hateful to me.
Yeah.
Like, why would you even talk to me? Like, what's up with that?
Isn't that weird?
It's the most horrible feeling ever to just,
And then they just like, it already was horrible. Well, they act like it was horrible, and then they ice over it by trying to be
like, oh,
by trying to take even more from you.
Yeah, because they realized, and I'm just gonna say it, they realized what they said that I would never have and what I'd never accomplish. They're realizing that I'm pushing towards it, and I'm going to get what I need and what I want. Like, what I really want in life is a career, and I honestly, music. There's no backup plan. Music is the backup plan. It's A, B, C. It's everything.
Yeah.
And, music's the only thing that I feel like I'm really, truly, really good at. And that's just a big part of me.
Yeah.
And I've got my hobbies, of course, but
No.
music is just always there, you know?
Yeah.
And it's got to be where now that I've come where I've showed that, and I'm like, yeah, this is me. This is what I'm doing. I'm putting everything I've got into it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just going to be throwing this or doing that and seeing wherever the heck it goes. I'm actually putting what I can to do and get it out there. Mm-hmm. You know, and people are realizing that. And they're realizing it that I'm not playing around. I'm taking it serious.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people realized that I was taking it serious. And that's the hardest thing for me, even here in this town. Like, there's so many supportive people now. But when I first started out, I don't think anyone think I was taking it serious. They were all like, oh, yeah, she's young. She's singing. She'll get out of it. It's a phase.
But even if you are, they don't want you to succeed because they have dreams that they didn't achieve. And it makes them feel better. And it's so weird how insecurity is so often the reason that people attack somebody else with ridicule and with hatefulness. And it's so weak. It's such a weak characteristic. And like I said, I think those people typically are thin-skinned. You know, some of those people will end up coming around and be like, hey, look, I've had this happen to me where it's like, hey, I was terrible. I don't know why I was like that.
Yeah, I had that happen to me like 2 weeks ago.
And
serious.
it's got to be, and now in your position, there's probably that
I have trust
suspicion
issues.
for sure. There's suspicion because you're like, oh, you say that now because you think that I'm more valuable now because I'm doing something. I mean, why don't you just see value in humans?
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you get it. Like, why can't someone just? That's me. Like, why can't you see a value in somebody for
unless
who
they are successful or gonna be big, or it's like that is such a valueless thing because it's like people are valued for such silly things, for making money or for being famous or for even if they achieve their dreams. It's like, what, you don't value them because you want to know what is in their mind that got them there. You don't care about that. You just want a piece of it. You want to be associated with it, and you haven't earned it because you weren't there in the beginning when I said I was going to try to do this, you know, trying to support that or anything. And it's, I think a lot of artists have that in them, especially when they want to make it their career. And
absolutely.
And I feel for you deeply for that.
It's hard for me to trust people.
Yeah.
Because I'm scared.
Absolutely.
That they're just I'm really scared people are just wanting to be my friend or either hang out with me because they think that I'm going to go somewhere. Yeah. They're like, oh, she might go somewhere. She might do something this. Mm-hmm. Like, let me be her friend. Let me do this with her. Yeah. And I've got that in the back of my head, you know. Yeah. I can't trust anyone. I can't really be friends with people because I'm scared of that. Yeah. And, you know, that's happened recently. I used to not be like that, but then everybody just started wanting to reach out, and like people that I thought didn't like me. Yeah. I was like, oh, remember we were like great friends. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, and it's so weird. And they treat me different now. Because then they'll also, like, if you mention, you're like, well, you used to act like this, and like, oh, you're still worried about that. Like, I thought we were past that. Like, no. Yeah. I'm not past that because I still see it every day happen to myself and others. Exactly. So no, I'm not past it. I'm glad that you see, like, I mean, you realize that. 100%. Yeah. And I'm not any kind of major success story. I think I am. Like, to me, this right here and being able to be, you know, a local influence is so huge to me. And like, if this is my career till I die, I am happy. I am so happy. When you invited me out, I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like, I didn't know you had this at first. No. Okay, no, I'll take that back. I'm lying. I knew you were talking about having Campton's podcast. Yeah. And I was like, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I was kind of hoping you would like say something, but I definitely wasn't gonna say anything to you. But like, and I was like, this is so cool. Like, this is awesome. Well, then when you said something, and I was like, yeah, I mean, if I'm free, I'd love to do that. Yeah. So then I stalked your page trying to like listen to other people, and I listened to Patrick's and Ty's, and I'm just like, all right, it's chill. Yeah. And like, I mean, It's great.
And what
You're doing awesome.
I really tried to pull from, and it's going to sound so cliche, but I tried to pull from how Joe Rogan does it. I'm a big fan, and what he does is he's just like, yeah, a lot of people that are into podcasts do. He's got the biggest podcast there
I don't
is,
listen to podcasts, except I listen to 3 podcasts.
Not
Scorpio
surprised.
Today.
Yeah.
I listen to Kinder Spirits, which is my friend Alex Tinker, which was at the Commodore thing. Shout out to him. And then I've been listening to yours, and that's about it.
Yeah. No, but what I was saying is what he does is he's just like, I just wanted to talk to people, and I've always liked getting into real conversations with people, like picking their brain, like, what is life to you? What's it been like to be you? Yeah. Because I have many suspicions on we're all very, very, very alike. And we absolutely have differences, but there's so many things that we have in common, and I think people need to see that because
it's become a therapeutic session, like therapy session.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it is for other people because they're like, oh, I feel that too, just like your music, and
people knows that it's real and it's not just just an act or something. Because I mean, a lot of artists, they're out there and you're thinking, oh, they're big, they probably have no problems in the entire world. They have no like horrible things happening to them, but I mean, they're real people. They're just like everyone else. I mean, they have their own problems too. And it's that point of when you realize that, then you feel more secure. Yeah,
makes you feel like, okay, I'm not crazy.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it wrong.
Exactly that. Like, I mean, there's nothing really wrong with me that I think.
Right. No, absolutely not. I think you're an amazing person. I've always thought you were very sweet.
That's kind. Cause
yes.
I honestly I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I should say this.
Say it.
But I'm gonna be honest. I really thought you hated me at first. I did, because I looked upon it where you were like this dude that was like an amazing like guitar player, and like. I'm jealous of people like that because I can't play guitar like that. Like, guitar is not my strong point. Singing is my thing. A guitar, I've learned to be able to sing and do all that. But I looked upon that and I'm thinking, this dude, he's looking at me and he's like, dang. Like, I mean, she can't play guitar. Like, just get off my stage. I literally was getting that vibe where like, okay, like, you didn't really have the time of day. And I felt like a lot of people was like that. And, I mean, now that I've got to know you a lot more, you're chill. You're cool. But, like, at first, I got that vibe. I was like, okay, he doesn't like me. Like, and I feel like that with everyone, honestly.
I wonder if...
Nothing wrong with... Like, nothing towards you, but...
Well, I'm wondering if I ended up acting in a certain way. Because, like I said, like, you had that whole book of written songs, and I felt, like, a little bit intimidated.
Because you were acting...
I wonder if it made me act in a certain way without me realizing it.
It might have been because you were, I don't know, you were acting like, I don't know.
Be honest.
Well, I like you. Yeah. You're cool. Like, I mean, you're awesome. But, like, at that time, like, you were just acting like you were so, like, pissed at me. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? What have I done? Like, every time I'd go, I feel like, okay, I'm going to walk in this door and this dude's, like, going to hate that I'm here to play. And I don't know why. Am I that bad or something? Like, what's going on? And, like, I had asked you, and you just, like, kind of shrug it off. And I'm just like,
I think I kind of liked torturing you a little bit because you're young.
Yeah, because I'd let it get underneath my skin. Now, I don't let stuff like that get underneath my skin. I just don't care.
That's good.
I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, don't. But, and then at the same time, I know, like, I remember it just kind of popped into my head where you would come to me with something kind of serious, and we would sit and we'd kind of have a talk, and I'd give you whatever, guidance I felt like I could give you. And sometimes that was talking to you a little stern.
Yeah.
And, but... I mean, especially somebody who's going to be putting themselves out there as a musician, like you gotta have thick skin, and there's also like something to be said.
Figure that I needed.
There's also something to be said with like male and female interactions.
Exactly.
I've had a really bad experience with just interacting with a female causing serious problems for me in my relationship. And so that might be part of that, but I think I also kind of like just torturing you.
Ah, thanks. I appreciate it, Cam.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
No,
hey, but see, like, I tried to torture you back some, And
I know.
I know you
Yeah,
probably noticed
it became kind of a brotherly sisterly
it
thing.
became funny to me, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just gonna torture the shit out of
Yeah.
him. But
Yep.
but no, like I mean, and like you said,
I kind of forgot about a lot of that.
brotherly figure kind of thing, basically.
Yeah.
Like, cause I'm the only child.
Yeah.
I'm the only girl in like 7 generations in my family.
Wow.
I've grown up around guys, and like I don't really have any friends that are girls. All my friends are guys mainly.
That's gonna be hard too, because now it feels like people are more and more leaning towards the idea that guys and girls can't be friends.
I know, and I hate it.
I think they used to be able
absolutely hate
to,
it.
but now it's becoming so like everybody's so insecure that
I lost
a
a
dude.
really good friendship here like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because they wanted more than friends, and I was like, look, I you're like one of my best friends. All I wanted is to be his friends. And they're like,
Yeah.
well, you know, we just can't be friends. I'm like, but where did this come from? And I just was
Yeah.
like, what? This was a really good friendship. Why would this even happen?
Yeah.
And it's came to, like you said, society's like, you know.
And if it's not
guys and girls
that
can't be friends.
that person, I've seen plenty of male and female friends who one of them gets a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and they're
And then
just
they
not
just-
having it.
Exactly.
And it's like they make their relationship miserable unless they say no, you can't be friends with them anymore because I'm afraid you're
know.
going to cheat on me with
It's
them.
toxic.
It
It's
is.
so toxic. And I have just the same friend, like, gets a girlfriend,
Yeah.
doesn't talk to me anymore. And I'm
We've
like,
all
okay,
experienced
whatever.
it.
But
And-
I'll be right here when, you know, if anything happens.
Yeah.
I'll be here and I'll still be your friend. I mean,
And what I think is
Chill.
what is a huge problem that's coming around is where people are that being toxic is so common now that
I
it makes
know.
people feel like they can't find a healthy relationship.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been so blessed with a healthy relationship, and I think it can happen for.
and you and Brandy are so cute.
She's so
Oh my-
amazing.
I love her.
And we're so good together, and we've gone through our struggles, but we
Mm-hmm.
get through it without fighting with each other and without being hateful.
She
And,
truly
you
sees
know,
like
we've-
she loves you. Like, I mean,
And I love
everything.
her so
Every time
much.
she talks about you, y'all are so cute together.
Yes, I'm very blessed, and I realize that I'm
Relationship
lucky,
goals.
right? And I realize that I'm lucky, but I think more
we're blessed.
people can have that than realize it.
Yeah.
And there's people in toxic relationships right now that don't necessarily have to be, and you don't have to be in a relationship for one.
Yeah.
Over the course of your life, I think it is important to have a relationship, to have a romantic relationship,
Yeah.
but don't just settle for a toxic one. And that might mean being alone for a while to work on yourself so that you're not toxic, which is hard.
And I'm going
But-
through something like that now because
Yeah.
I really liked somebody and they really liked me and we connected and hit it off. I went to Nashville and they were just like, "Oh, you're up in Nashville too much." And I honestly I realized I
hard.
don't have time.
You need somebody secure.
I need somebody that's gonna realize, hey,
Any musician needs somebody secure.
I know, and it's like, hey, look, I'm going to Nashville. I'm doing this. This is my dream.
Yep, this
And
is
like,
part of
I'm
me.
not gonna be like unfaithful or anything. Like, you gotta
Yeah.
trust me. I know it's hard to trust, but you gotta trust me here. This is how I am, and I'm not gonna hurt you anyway. But like, people just they don't believe that. So,
Really.
you know, I've got to where I'm just, you know, I'm doing my thing. I'm trying to, you know, one day, don't know when it's gonna happen, but one day I'll find somebody that, you know, can handle the
Yeah.
musician life and, you know.
Yeah, because it's not just being apart, it's also there in front of people, and
Yeah.
being a musician is attractive. People are attracted to that, and they will give you attention, whether it's real attraction or if it's just this surface level lust thing.
People
It
get
doesn't really
scared.
matter. But yeah, you have to be with somebody very secure because, like, it doesn't matter how you look or how unattractive. Like, look at rock stars.
Yeah.
Some of them are not too much to look at, and they get all kinds of attention from the opposite sex or from the same sex, whatever it is. But but it is something that you have to find somebody who's extremely secure, which means you have to be secure in yourself, and that's not easy to do. Sometimes it takes till you're 30. Sometimes it takes till you're 40. Some people kind of figure it out earlier. And it's a walk. I think everybody kind of has their ups and downs within it, but you know, you have to consistently spend time with yourself, confronting yourself,
Yeah.
and going through, you know, how do I act? Who am I? What do I do?
Exactly.
How and am I doing things that I don't like just because I think I'm supposed to, or just because I'm being influenced to? Like, that's a big one.
It is
Especially
a really big one.
like parental influence is hard
Yeah.
to overcome. I luckily didn't have much parental influence on what I should do. They just said, don't treat people crappy. don't just treat people well.
My
Treat people like they're
parents,
humans.
They've always been, like, no bash to them at all. I love them. They've always been very strict to me.
That's such a good thing.
And they're like, hey, you know, you don't want to get in the wrong crowd. You don't want to do the wrong things. Because, I mean, you've got a future you need to make. Because I love Alabama, but I don't want to stay in Alabama.
Right.
Because and, you know, Nashville.
Nobody wants to stay in their hometown forever.
I don't want to stay in Nashville either. Because, I mean,
right.
I don't know if you've seen Nashville, haven't you?
Nope.
Have you never been to Nashville?
No. I can skip it. I don't care.
Dude, okay, like, get Brandy and, like, we're going tonight. Like, I'm leaving tonight, we're going. No, like, literally, it's sad to see, because in Nashville, when I first went, it was everything to me.
Yeah.
And I go there once, twice a month now, every month. And it's beautiful. I love it. But if you really, really look at it, it's nasty. There's trash everywhere. Yeah. People are not very nice. Yeah. And it's, you know, there's homeless people everywhere you turn, begging you for money.
How many big cities have you been to?
Oh, I've been to every state in the United States. I've been everywhere except Hawaii and Alaska.
So you've seen a lot of big cities. Does it seem like almost all of them are that way, or does Nashville seem like exceptional?
I don't remember a lot of them because my dad was a truck driver. So we went everywhere, but I was really younger, so I don't really remember them all. Yeah. But
I think that's a common thing for
Florida,
bigger cities. Yeah. Is it seeming like it's that way?
Florida, Orlando is like that. Yeah. I mean,
it just becomes cutthroat.
It does.
It becomes dog eat dog, and I think I'm very blessed to have find a place that I can play music and be a professional musician, but also I'm not looking over my shoulder all the time. Even Dothan, I go to Dothan, and most of the parts in Dothan, you gotta look over your shoulder and
Dothan
be ready for anything.
Scares me. It literally scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I don't even think I've played. I played at Foster Fest one time. Yeah. But I'm trying to think.
I'm starting to get booked more up there.
If I played anywhere really in Dothan.
Folklore is great. I highly recommend.
I've heard of it, but I haven't.
It's far away from the city. I think that's partially why.
I'll literally I played at Mural City for the Writers' Run, and that was fun.
That's right in the middle.
Lovely there.
Right
They're
in the middle
so
of the
nice.
city too. Yeah. But, it's such a great looking place too. They did such a good job with that place.
They had little coffees with like little designs on them.
I
walked up.
Oh, they do?
I was like, make me a design coffee.
Yeah, right.
And they had a little swan on it, and I was like, I'm special now. Right. And I'm not, but I am. Right.
No, that's gotta be cool to be able to make those and do that. That stuff's cool. It's awesome. Looks really hard too. Like very easy to screw up. But
it's like steamed milk and all that. So it's awesome.
But no, I think that kind of brings us around to you were wanting to mention your CD. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see it real quick. I'm sure a lot of y'all have already listened to some of this music. How many songs are on this?
So it's a single CD, so it has a single on it.
Okay, gotcha.
So if y'all could see it.
Yeah, and I'll probably put up a little picture in there digitally.
It's literally got Girlfriend on it.
You look so much older in these pictures.
Okay, so it's makeup and hair done.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Isn't that crazy?
It's like when I want to look good, that's what happens.
Yeah.
But and literally, like, you know, and I've got so many compliments on that, and it's been fun. It's been so much fun, and I had a whole photo shoot. The lady, her name's Goldie. She goes by Goldilocks.
That's cute.
She's amazing, and she was a wrestler on WWE.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, she's badass. She's awesome. But she took the photos. We were down on Broadway, and oh my gosh, the trashiest places over on Broadway. We took photos, and I was like, "This is gonna be so disgusting." Like, what? I'm sitting on this place that has gum. It's nasty. But literally, oh my god, the pictures turned out amazing. And I cannot wait till everyone sees the pictures from my song "It's You Not Me." Yeah. Whew, you think those are good? I'm telling you, I am so excited because I got this. She makes you feel good about yourself. She really does.
That's awesome.
And she's like, "Look, be seductive, be awesome." And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna be here." I'm just like, she's like, "Nope, not good enough. A little bit more." And I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "Not good enough. Come on, babe. You're beautiful. You're amazing. You're delicious. Like, come on, let's go." And I was like, "Okay."
She's like, Dean is right in front of you. You're like, "Oh,
No, more like Sam.
Sam.
See, I'm for the nerds.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, of course.
I like the nerdy people.
Like you're a big fan of that guy off NCIS too, aren't you? Is that
No.
Is it
Criminal Minds?
Criminal Minds?
I like Spencer Reed.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he's the
Yeah, the
hair
hair.
part. Yeah.
Why do you? Ugh.
Why do I know that?
Why do you have hair like that? I just
Is it
realized
like that
that.
right
It's
now?
like that right now. I just looked
It's
at
just
your hair. I
because
was
the
like,
headphones.
why? No,
I
but
do that as a joke sometimes and freak out Brandy. I'm like, I'm the IT guy.
no, because he's like a doctor or whatever, like Dr. Spencer Reed.
Right.
Like, no, it's like the books guys. Like, why am I
Yeah.
attracted to that? I have no idea. But that's where I'm talking.
Oh, she's talking about you're be seductive and you're
Oh, yeah.
awesome and you're amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And I just, I got into it. She was really cool about it. And I'm sitting there and I literally had the guitar wrapped between my legs and I'm just like, I had like this weird like seductive face look on me. My mom looked at me and she was like, where did that come from? And I said, nowhere you need to know.
Oh.
Nothing, mom. But no, like, I'll have to show you the picture. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's awesome. But she was amazing.
So it seems like you're getting to meet some people who are helping your different parts of you come out that you're appreciative of.
And I've got a show this Tuesday.
Yeah.
That I'm so happy and excited about.
Come to Cam's Jams?
I wish. Okay. Yeah.
No, it's just because it's Tuesday. Go on. Now.
I wish I could be. I haven't been to Cam Jams in a while, and I hate that. I
No,
want to get back. I just been so busy,
I love that it has been part of your bouncing board to get to the next level. I love being able to be a part of it. Like
for a lot of people.
Joseph Rushing, he's been doing some big things as well that he really is looking to do, and I really love that for and things that are as simple as somebody just getting booked for their first show. That's such a cool feeling. Like, wait, you're gonna pay me money
right?
to play and sing? Like, what the heck is going on? Like, this is real? Like, wow. And that feeling right there, I want to give that to as many people as possible. My biggest passion I'm finding is letting people realize that they don't just have to work a job. Not that that isn't a good way to do things, but if it's not the way that works for you, I want to give people the power to make their own decisions. And if they don't, if their job is, requiring them to do things that they don't agree with, that they can change jobs and be okay because they have this side income, and because you
could be totally a therapist.
I try to impart whatever knowledge I can on people without being preachy. This helps because I can kind of be a little more
chill,
free with my talk, because I'm always studying, psychological literature and just literature in general, especially lately. Get Audible, listen to books. It's amazing. It's so helpful to realize who you are, what you
Audible
came
needs
from.
to sponsor you now.
Right?
Sponsor him.
Hey,
Sponsor
come on,
him,
Audible. What's up?
Where you at? What you doing?
Come on, all my 130 viewers. Come on. Or however many of you. No, I know Patrick's got 140 views on his. So, no, if this never turns into anything it never turns into anything big, like I said, I just love having these conversations, and I think it'll be so cool for people to go back and watch this, however far you make it, and people to come back and be like, this was her talking to somebody that she knows, not some stranger who's like, oh, this is Alice Nelson, the musician. It's like, no, this is Alice, who we used to play on the same stage, and got to know each other a little bit, and that's so cool to me.
He played guitar for me. That first song, what was it? It was by Ingrid Agris.
The only one I know.
I bring you home to mama, I guess I better warn you.
If I remember correctly, I half butchered that, but we got through it.
No, we done it, and because I was like, "Hey, can you play this?" And you were like,
I think
so
I harmonized
nice.
a little bit too.
Yeah, you did. You were so nice. You're like, "Yeah, let's go over here." Like when you first met me, you're like, "It's like this." And I'm like, and I'm just like, yeah, you're doing so good. Yeah, I couldn't play it because I didn't know how to play an F chord at that time.
It's taken me so long to get to that point too, where I can just, from listening to the song and looking at the chords and picking out different things, and it's so nice to be able to do that. But it takes years and years, and I've never taken formal lessons, and you don't need to. I think they do help you skip a lot of things, and they help you not do the wrong things for too long.
So, like, when you done guitar, did you ever take, like, guitar lessons yourself?
I've never taken a
Voice
single
lessons or
lesson.
anything?
I was in choir for a long time.
See, that's how I was.
So
in show
I
choir.
learned how to read music from that, but I don't read music now.
Okay, so but you know how to read it,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Okay, cool. Because, see, like, with me being in percussion, I learned how to read music.
Yeah,
like,
learning to read rhythm is super important, I think, as far as if
very
you're
much
going to
so.
be sight reading.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to be sight reading, don't
important.
learn. I mean, I don't teach all my kids to learn the treble clef, and that's probably right. And like I was just talking to AC yesterday in our podcast, and he teaches, and he's a college educated musician.
Really? Wow,
yeah,
that's
he's
amazing.
I think he's got a bachelor's in what is it? Worship leader.
Yeah.
Something like that.
See,
and
okay.
but he knows all the Dorian modes and all the fancy terminology, and I know it, but I can't sit. I'm not really versed in it. I'm practiced.
I've seen him play at Cam Jams, but I haven't been able to see. I have never got to see him play anywhere else. Like, I never see his gigs anywhere.
He's actually moving too, but I think he's playing. He plays all the time. Yeah, he's great.
I see, like, he does like you were saying, the worship at his church.
Worship leadership, yeah.
See, that's what I do.
Worship pastor.
I do music worship for my church.
You lead it, or
yeah,
you just
I lead it.
That's awesome. For youth or the whole church?
For the whole entire church.
How long have you been doing that?
Since I started at this church, which is 4 years ago. So
nice. You got some experience then.
Yeah, and it's been really fun. I really enjoy it. I do that, and then, like I told you before, I'm the Sunday school teacher.
Yeah.
For the kids that are like ranges from 3 to 10.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And we get back there, and I teach them some things. And
do they ever challenge you with teachings or certain things like that, and make you kind of have to think harder on something to teach it?
Kids or...
Yeah. Or is it usually they're just kind of there and you're just like, how does that go?
We have this one girl. I love her so much. Oh my gosh, she's so brilliant. And like, she's well over her age, and she has all these questions. And sometimes I have to ask, like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and then I start thinking about it. I'm like, I also wonder about that.
Yeah.
And I'll go back and ask our preacher about it. Because,
right.
like, I mean,
that's always
my dad went to the army with our preacher.
Oh, yeah.
And he knows everything about him, like, good and bad, and how far he's come from everything. And, like, he's great. Best friends with my dad.
Yeah.
So I know him on a personal level. And, I'll go to him and I'll be like, hey, like, I got this asked by this kid today at the Sunday school, and I didn't know how to answer it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to give you the best answer I can next Sunday. And
get some guidance.
Or a lot of times I'll be like, you know what? We have I love to treat the kids. I love to. I go to Dollar Tree, which is $1.25 tree now. But
be $2 tree soon.
Don't sue me, Dollar Tree.
Right.
But I'll go and I'll buy like little toys and like little things, and I'll put them into a treasure box, and I'll like tell the kids, like, okay, if you can figure this out, or if you can come and explain this to me, or if you can come back and read this Bible verse to me, you'll get something out of the treasure chest.
Right.
And it's become such a fun little thing we do.
Yeah, that's cool.
And we all learn. I learn a lot from it.
I bet.
Like things I wouldn't even know, because I'll get into the teacher guidebooks and I'll just be like, we're going to do this today. I don't know what it is, but we're going to do it.
You're right.
So I'm reading
Let's all figure it out together.
I'm like, let's figure this out. And this kid will teach me something, and I have no idea what I'd done. And I was like, yes, you are correct.
Right. Yeah.
But
that's awesome.
I mean, and then after, I don't even know if I should say this, but I'm gonna get in trouble probably. But I would be like, all right, let's play some card games, and I taught them how to play 21 Pickup and all that.
That's a great game. It's a
so
good
fun.
time waster for sure.
And I was like, yeah, let's play this. And then the kid was like, do you know how to play poker? I'm like, not in church.
Nope. I don't know. What's poker?
What's poker? I don't know what poker is.
I am all good. What are you talking about?
Like, not in church. Meet me after church. We'll get some graham crackers. Goldfish.
I'll win all your goldfish off you.
It's great. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
But awesome. I totally got off track of what I was going to tell you about Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. You're going to play Tuesday.
Yeah. So, Come on, Alice. Like, for real. Stop getting off track.
It's more me.
You're distracting me, Cameron.
It's kind of what I do.
God.
No, so where are you playing?
So I'm playing at the Scoreboard Bar and Grill in
Where's
Nashville.
that? Nashville? Cool.
Yeah, it's by the Nashville Palace, right behind it. It's on Music Valley, which is right there with the Grand Ole Opry and all that.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite places. I go there if I could go there every single day when I'm in Nashville. I never
Really?
get tired of it. I know all the waitresses and waiters.
Really?
I know them by name. They know me by name. It's basically my bar. That's what I call it. This is my bar.
Right.
But I went up to a Tuesday night, which is what they call Nashville's Most Wanted.
Oh, wow.
And it's hosted by one of my personally good friends, Cody Purvis.
Cool.
And I was there and I was just speculating and all this stuff. And I'm listening. And it was the first night. And there was this lady, Paulina Jane, and her band. She's awesome. Really good friend of mine now. She was singing, what's that song from the Pistol Annies? That's like, I'll Take the Boat or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think. It's like a really fun song that they sing, and I can't remember the dang Hills or I'm Hell on Hills. Yeah, Hell on Hills. So, literally, like, they were singing that, and I'm over there jamming.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, this is my vibe.
Yeah.
And she looks at me, and she's like, oh my God, you want to sing it with us? And I'm like, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Caught me.
I'm like, oh my God, I looked homeless. I had my jeans on and my horrible boots. I was like a tourist.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even wear cowgirl boots much in Nashville anymore because that's what tourists do.
Really?
Literally, that's how you want to figure out how to spot a tourist in Nashville. Are they wearing cowgirl boots with sparkles all over them?
Yeah, that sounds like
Broadway girls.
Right.
But I was wearing my cowgirl boots and I had no makeup on. My hair was a mess. The wind was horrible.
Yeah.
I had a jacket on that just like was way oversized. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I get up on stage. Drop the mic. But no, I get up on stage and she was like, all right, you know the next verse and chorus? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Couldn't hear myself at all. You can't hear yourself.
Really?
Like, it's so loud.
Do they have, like, in-ear monitors or no? You don't know?
I don't think so.
No?
We'll learn Tuesday.
They just do it well enough.
But I don't think so. But it was so loud. It was full band and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm singing, and I grab that mic from that mic stand, and I just take it away, and I get up on top of that stage right there, and I'm looking at everybody at the bar. I'm looking at everybody on the side, and I'm giving it all I can. Like,
Yeah.
my body, just like my spirit of my soul, just like,
Yeah.
sing it, girl.
Yeah.
But I was having the best time. And they were all staring at me and they're playing. And she's singing back up. And then I hate doing songs the original way the artists do. So
Okay.
I always put my own thing to it.
Yeah.
So I did this big long run at the end. And then she's like, and then it just goes back playing. She's like, oh my God. And the drummer's like, or no, it was the guitar player. The guitar player was like, are you a singer? And Paulina's like, is she a singer? Duh, she's a singer. And she's like, what is your name? And I told everyone, and they were asking me all these questions. I was like, yeah, my name's Alice Nelson. And it was really so much fun. And I met so many amazing people. And Cody was like, we should totally, did it go out?
I think so. Go on.
Oh no. We should totally get you on here for like a Tuesday for Nashville's Most Wanted. And I was like, yeah, that'd be so cool. He's never heard me a day in his life except that one time.
Yeah.
So he's, it's kind of a chance thing. Like, is she as good as she sounded here? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I went for a while. Every Tuesday I was up there. And he's doing basically the same thing you are.
Oh, yeah?
Except it's not an open mic. You have to be
It's like bands or
booked.
something or...
Well, it's not just bands. They have acoustic, too. It's acoustic and bands, but there's 4
Okay.
people a night. They only allow 4 people on the stage. 4 sets, basically.
Okay. So it's
45
So
minutes.
it's just almost like a round, like, I get what you're saying.
It is, but you get 45-minute sets each person.
Nice. Dude, those are great sets. I love 45-minute sets.
Me too.
Play all your best stuff.
I know. And we saw each other the last Tuesday I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, Alice. And I was like, Cody. And he gave me a hug and he's like, we got to get you up on here. And I'm like, I know. Like, we were planning to do it a month ago, but things got double booked and he messed up on some stuff. And he was like, okay, I got you for this Tuesday. We're doing it. So he sent me the flyer and oh my God. It's looks on Facebook. Good. I don't know if you saw it or not. No. I'll have to show it to you. It's, oh my, it looks like something out of a movie.
Really?
That's cool. Like absolutely amazing. And it was, so I'll be performing there Tuesday.
Okay.
It's from 5 to like 9. And it literally, there's so many amazing people. There's going to be acoustic performances, band performances. Yeah. I'm doing acoustic this time.
Okay.
And it's, oh gosh, I don't even know how to explain it because I'm just so excited. I'm nervous as heck. Let's just go ahead and say that. Because like I've got the shows Monday and Wednesday. Yeah. But if I have everything, I'm most nervous about Nashville's Most Wanted because this is something that I've wanted to be a part of.
Oh, cool.
And this is something that I've like looked into and I was like, oh my God, this would be so cool. Yeah. There's so many awesome people. Like Jesse Keith Whitley, which is Keith Whitley's son and all that. He plays there.
Yeah.
And I know him and he's great. Yeah. And Shenandoah, they've played there. And I mean, some great big time artists. Yeah. And I'm just like, this is a lot of shoes to fill in. This is cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But, I mean, we got that going on, and that's going to be great. And then I get back from Nashville on Thursday morning and come back to Alabama. I've got maybe a week, and I've got to go up to Pigeon Forge. I'm up for the North American Country Music Award Internationals for Entertainer of the Year, Vocalist of the Year, and Songwriter of the Year for my song Girlfriend.
What?
I'm serious. Yes,
that's awesome.
I know.
We're well on your way.
I'm trying. And they've got the entire week. It starts Wednesday. They're doing it because usually people from Canada and stuff like that would come in. Yeah. But with the border closed down because of the COVID regulations, they can't come. So they're doing it from Wednesday to Sunday. Mm-hmm. Sunday is the red carpet event. And, my dress.
You like it?
Oh, I love it. That's awesome. I literally, I feel like a dang movie star.
That's cool.
It's beautiful. It really is. And I've got red carpet for that. And then I come back, not even 3 days, I'm performing at the Op Rattlesnake Rodeo. And I'm super excited about that. Yeah. I'm one of the openers for Joe Nichols.
I don't know.
You don't know who Joe Nichols is?
I don't know anybody.
Tequila Makes Her Clothes Fall Off. Okay. Broken Heartsville.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's that guy.
My bad.
I'm about to say, dang,
I feel like I have offended you deeply.
You have.
My apologies.
Traditional country music.
Yeah, it's not my racket. I don't even know. I know like Led Zeppelin and that's it.
Well, see, my two favorite genres is classic rock and traditional country.
Now, do you like 80s like hairband rock or more like 70s and 90s?
Both. Like I'm a huge Van Halen fan.
I can appreciate that.
Huge Van Halen, Aerosmith.
Yeah, Eddie Van Halen's wild. I know. That sound is so crazy.
They're newer. Have you ever heard of Dirty Honey? Oh, check them out.
Country?
Like them. No, they're rock.
Is it like the 80s rock sound, or is it like hard rock?
It's kind of got a mix. I mean, cool. They're playing in Dothan come April, and I'm trying to get tickets.
We're at like Rain or something?
Huh?
Where at?
At the plant.
Okay.
And they're playing with Wolf Van Halen's son. I
don't know.
Wolf Halen or whatever.
I don't know.
It's Wolf Halen or whatever. It's Van Halen's son.
This is why I need Patrick. I'm going to start co-hosting with Patrick so he can be like, you don't know who that is? Idiot. It's this person who's this person's dad. And
I'm surprised that you don't know about Dirty Honey, though, because, I mean,
I didn't have the internet when I was a kid.
Well, they're kind of a newer rock band.
So, and I don't really study it like I should.
But, I'm a huge Matchbox 20 fan.
I love Matchbox 20.
And I'm a huge, Jim Blossoms. I have a song, called Never. And I wrote it for the South Alabama Songwriters love song, and I won first place.
Nice.
I did. Okay. And it actually mentions it. It's like Billy Joel, Jim Blossom's Dirty Honey.
Yeah.
And it's like got that little kind of thing to it. And it literally everyone's like, okay, we know who Billy Joel is. Some of us know who Jim Blossoms are, not everybody. I was really surprised by that, honestly.
Maybe it'll age well.
Maybe. And then Dirty Honey, they're just like, who's that? And I'm like, just look it up.
Right.
Like, I'm so, like, I hate it because people, I feel like they get offended when I don't know who they are. When I don't know who these other bands are.
Yeah, same.
But
I don't know who anybody is.
But then when
it's bad.
People tell me, like when I'm talking to other people and they don't know who they are, I just feel hurt.
And so you get it. You're like, I see why people are offended.
I see it, you know, because I'm like. And
you know what's funny is I've tried. I've watched videos of like the history of rock and roll, and I've learned a couple things, but it's still just like. I just don't. I don't care enough.
Totally, basically off topic, but yeah. For like 3 weeks straight, I kept listening to Seven Nation Army, so I could just get like this one riff down, the dun 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 dun.
Yep.
Dun.
Yeah.
And I literally officially got it, and I was like super excited about it.
Now sing while you play it.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
I had to learn that so I could like have my drum students do that, and it's hard though.
Okay, so I was told at a show, I was playing at Cafe Roma, and
I love playing there.
I do too. It's such a cozy place.
You can actually talk to people too.
I know. I like to go around during breaks and talk to everybody. I feel so
really
obnoxious though because I'll go up and be like, "Hi, my name's Alice. Oh, you're eating spaghetti. I'm sorry."
Like they're like, yeah.
I know. I feel so bad that like I'm interrupting someone's date or something.
Right.
But like I just want to like introduce myself and like be nice and try to rack it in. But it's like but someone it was also a musician came up to me and was like, "Hey, I really dig like the music that you're playing because I played a rock song Jealousy."
Hey Jealousy?
Yeah, Hey Jealousy.
Mason plays that one too.
Yeah, by the
Gin Blossoms.
Yeah, by the Gin Blossoms. I didn't want to get it wrong. It's Gin Blossoms. And I played that and I got to give a shout out to Mason because I learned it because of him.
Yeah.
Literally he sang it and I was like, "Dang, this is a good song."
Yeah, me and him are going to start doing a duo gig.
Really?
Yeah, with him on drums, and then we're going to switch it up, too.
Dude.
Anyways.
Like, please tell me. I want to come out to those.
May 8th is our first show, yeah. Or no, actually, we're booked for March at Bugsy's. I don't know if you're allowed to go into Bugsy's.
I haven't been to Bugsy's because I want to go, but then I was told, like, it's probably not, like, for me kind of thing. Like, I don't know.
If me and Mason are playing, it is.
Right. Y'all would be awesome.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. But anyways,
But I played that song, and I've started to influence a little bit more kind of rock songs in it. Because I want to do more than just country.
Yeah.
I hate sticking to just country.
Yep.
Because as an artist, I don't, like, want to do country fully.
Right.
I want to expand.
Yeah.
And I guess that's probably why, like, I don't know. I take it as a compliment sometimes I don't. People are like, "Oh, you're so much like Taylor Swift," in a way. Because they're like, "Oh, you're switching genres." I mean, because Taylor went from country to like pop to like folk and then whatever the heck she's doing now.
I have a recommendation for you.
What's up?
So I know you said you don't listen to podcasts. Listen to one.
Okay.
And everybody should listen to this podcast. It is Joe Rogan talking to Jewel, the singer-songwriter.
Jewel.
Her life is so full of just craziness, and the way that she's dealt with it is second to none as far as just being a class act and also getting through it on the other side, being a good person and not being bitter and not being resentful of things. And man, I've gotten some major wisdom from that woman, and she's such a beautiful soul. She's got such a great soul.
You know, it was funny because I played at the Will House for their Valentine's banquet, and which is it's an op.
Okay.
And I was sitting there and I was like, "If anyone's got any requests, let me know." And then I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna sing this song by Jewel, and it's one Brandy sung a lot."
8 o'clock, 6 a.m. So good. My mom used to sing that song all the time.
Yeah, it's like really such a pretty song. So I'm sitting there singing it, and after I get done, this table's like, "Oh my God, we were just talking about how you kind of gave us that Jewel feel.
Yeah.
And you should sing that song."
That's probably way better of a compliment than.
And I was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." And funny story, shout out to those people. I don't remember their name, but they were awesome.
Yeah.
Because we started talking about, they had tiramisu for their dessert menu that night. And I was like, "Oh, that looks so good. I'm going to have to get a piece of that before I leave." this table bought me tiramisu.
Oh, that's cool.
And like was like, oh yeah, they bought it for you. And I was like, I love you.
Right.
Like, I mean, this is me. Like, you want to give me some kind of tip or something? You give me a tip or give me food. Either way.
Yep.
I've had people try to buy me drinks before.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I've got
sorry.
to decline them. But I've got this thing going on with the bar now. Like, at a lot of places I play, I'll go to the bartender. I'll be like, hey, if someone tries to buy me a drink, make it look as possible as you can. And just give me non-alcoholic.
Yep.
Because, it's got hard. Because people, the way that people are, they don't want to take me serious because of my age, like I said before.
So you don't like telling them that
So I don't like telling people it.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, because
Very interesting.
they're like, oh, she's 18. Okay, well, she's starting out. She might change it eventually. She might give up. I'm never going to give up. It's never going to happen.
That's very interesting.
But I've got to where I just don't tell it because I told it. I was at my release party in Nashville. And I was playing at the Live Oak. And everyone was so into me. And I said, thank you so much, everyone that's come out to my release party. Y'all don't know how much this means to me. This song being my first single out everywhere. I mean, I recently just turned 18 like last month. Because at this time, I was freshly 18.
Right.
And, and they're all just stopped and stared at me. I was quiet. And then the rest of the night, they kind of didn't give me the same energy. And I was just so hurt by that.
You think that sounds like jealousy.
And I was just like...
It sounds like they feel like you haven't earned it.
And I feel really hurt by that because I've worked I've worked my ass off.
Yeah.
I've worked my ass off trying to get where I'm at.
Yeah.
Nothing has been given to me.
Right.
Nothing. And my parents are helping me, but we don't have the money to back it up.
Right.
I mean, it's $1 million industry and I don't have the money for it. My parents don't have the money for it.
Yeah.
Everything I'm getting, I'm working my butt off for it.
Yeah.
I'm trying my hardest. I'm doing like anybody else would.
And you've hit your fair share of speed bumps or bumps in the road, it sounds like too.
I've got more no's than I've got yeses.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Multiple no's.
That's another hard part about the music industry or really any time that you're working for yourself. Any independent contractor or anything, you're going to get way more no's than you do get yeses. But you got to ride that, as they used to tell me in sales, you got to ride that no train to yes town.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just got to keep trucking. But
it's a beautiful thing about music, though. I mean,
yeah,
you keep doing you.
It does make the train ride not so bad, for sure.
It's bumpy at first, but it gets smooth.
But no, this has been fantastic, and I think that we can kind of wrap it up here. Is there anything else you wanted to mention, or anything you wanted to talk about before we do?
Well, okay, so I was gonna say I do have CDs out.
Yes.
That if anyone would like to get a CD, I have a few left on hand, and then I ordered a whole bunch more.
Okay.
So they should be coming in soon.
You have plenty in stock that you...
Yeah, they're coming in stock, so you can pre-order too. But that I'll send you a link. There's like a PayPal thing. I don't have I have a website.
Yeah.
If everyone, please definitely go check me out if you're not following me. Alice Nelson Music, AliceNelsonMusic.com, Facebook, Instagram, Alice Nelson Music, TikTok, Alice_Nelson. Not only will you see music, but you will also see me acting like a complete crazy person. So enjoy that. Twitter, Alice Nels Music. So that's ALICENELS Music. YouTube, Alice Nelson Music. Super simple to find, all that cool stuff. But, I mean, please definitely go stream Girlfriend. And call it into your local radio stations. Because the radio stations are playing it. Yeah. So that's super exciting. A big shout out to WOPP and OP. They were the first radio station to play it.
Yeah.
It's getting streams not only in the US, but also in the UK and in Canada and all that. So that's very exciting. So yeah, I would really appreciate it if everyone would go stream that and go check that out and watch out for some new music that's coming.
Okay.
We're also in the works of making a music video for Girlfriend.
Nice.
And I'm looking for people on that, so.
Okay.
There's a shout out to that.
Just like extras or actors or...
Actors and extras. I need a full handful of extras, and then I'm looking for a guy and a girl. Mm-hmm. And, somebody that would be cool. I don't know.
Do you have to go to Nashville?
No. We're
Okay.
going to film it here in Enterprise.
Cool.
Because I want it kind of like, that cool
Yeah.
little vibe.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're going to get,
Maybe go to the train tracks or something.
well, honestly, I was going to start in like a local restaurant.
Yeah.
Get that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And we've got it where, I'm not going to, I know a lot of other singers have it where they're in the background, where they're singing, to it, and somebody else is living out the story.
I can picture that in my mind
No,
for sure.
I want to be living out the story.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be
these
the
songs
girlfriend.
are about you.
Yeah, I'm going to be the girlfriend before you. So I'm going to be like, I'm going to have to get this guy that's going to be comfortable enough to act like he was my boyfriend.
Right.
And then, we're going to get into a fight or whatever and
Yeah.
break up. And then I'm going to be doing whatever I'm doing. And then he has to be comfortable enough to be this other girl. And then looking off in the distance and all these blondes and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
have that kind of vibe to it.
Absolutely.
It's going to be somebody that's going to be, committed and is cool with it and will have fun. And honestly, I think it's going to be a great environment. The person that we're going to have do it is awesome.
Yeah.
So, if you know anyone that's interested in something like that.
I mean, I've always wanted to act.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you were Brandy, you might be interested. But, I mean, I don't know.
No, we'll get the word out. And anybody who's looking to do that, just message you?
Yeah, email me at
email you?
AliceNelsonMusic@gmail.com.
Okay.
And I look at that a lot. My social media, I don't look at much because I just have way too many people texting me.
Really?
But
Yeah.
email me and I'll check that for sure.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I think I got everything. I don't know. I'm probably going to forget something.
If you forget something, then I can put it in, type it at the end or something like that.
Cool,
You just message me. But yeah, this has been great. I think I learned something about you. I think a lot of your fans will have learned something about you a little stronger than you might think. Yeah. But thank you so much. I've
had so much fun.
Yeah, it's been
Really?
great. It's been great. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate it. You're awesome.
I know the video went out. I can see it. I don't know when it did.
We just fist bumped.
I'm gonna figure it out, guys. I appreciate y'all still tuning in and listening to the end of these, even though the video goes away. So I'm gonna get it figured out. I got a couple people who are wanting to help me out with it, so we're just gonna do what we can. Maybe if enough people end up really liking it, maybe I'll do a Patreon where we can fund it or something like that. But yeah, Audible, hit me up, pay me some money so I can make this thing
sponsor him.
even higher quality. But yeah, no, thank y'all for listening, and
you should make like a little jingle for Audible and get them to sponsor it.
I would, because Audible's amazing. I love Audible. You should look. You already got it.
Audible.
I don't know if I'm the jingle guy. No, mine will be too passionate.
Audible, where you can listen to me and millions of books.
I've actually looked into being a voice actor, so I'm probably gonna try to do voiceover stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. But anyways, enough about me. That's it, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thank y'all.
See ya, Alice.
Bye.